I just want to put things into perspective on how cheap everything is right now. Now, I'm a big believer that the cheap can always get cheaper. And what I mean by that is the stock price can always continue to sell off, especially with the idea of this up and coming CPI data report where the market can drop even further. My focus is more, are we closer to the bottom or are we closer to the top? And with that being said, again, our job is never to try to time the market perfectly, but simply spend time in the market when we see there to be a good deal, right? I think back to when I bought my property in 2015. I bought it for $176,000, but I had neighbors that paid $150, paid $125. No one cares the price that I bought my house for, because now my house is worth over $500,000 that I bought back in 2015. So therefore, it wasn't that I bought at the perfect time or at the lowest price point. It was just that I bought at a good enough price where it could appreciate over time. And just like it did, it made me money. And that's the concept that I want to talk about with these, very valuable companies. The most valuable companies are what I'm going to use as an example. I'm not here to encourage you to trade. I understand that trading takes time and it obviously is a lot more risky. I'm talking about companies like Apple, Amazon, Google, and the huge ROI that they offer right now. I hope that you learned something new. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via Discord or via Instagram. And that's that first and third link in the description. And of course, don't forget to drop a thumbs up. So let me start sharing my screen. I'm filming this video on Friday. I don't actually know when I'm uploading the video, but I'm up right now on the day. Obviously a trade 49,500 on TQs. And then on SQQQ, which is the bear ETF, this goes up when the market goes down, $12,315. Overall, $60,000 day. Very grateful for it. Now, I want to talk about some of these long-term investments. What stock do I want to buy now that might make sense in the future? Well, let's talk about Google. It's going to be my first example. Have you guys heard of Google? Well, Google's a company that I invested in. You guys don't have to. I'm just using it as an example. Based off of where we're at right now, we're nearly at 52-week lows. We're trading at an average price of around $86.58. And based off of previous all-time highs of $151, right? We could see that it offers, if it were to recover, which is not guaranteed, but if we were to recover to previous all-time highs, it's a 75% ROI. Now, I know one thing. Markets always end up recovering. It's not a if, but it's a when, right? Obviously, individual companies are not required to recover with the market, but the companies I'm talking about today make up the largest market cap. Google, in my opinion, right? Google's search engine, the largest one in the world, or YouTube, the largest advertisement platform in the world, that's not going anywhere, not anytime soon. And yeah, it might have, a rough road ahead, but we all know that eventually it will recover, right? I just want to use it as an example. 75% ROI, even if you were to put in $100, right? Being able to make $75 out of that 100. So 175 is what the return would be if this were to make a full recovery. If you put in 1,000, you'd have 1,750, right? If you put 10,000, you'd have 17,500. If you put 100,000, you could have 175,000. In my opinion, it's one of the quickest ways to be able to make money long-term by being able to invest during uncertain times. But of course, nothing's guaranteed and you always want to focus on position size, but we'll leave that to another video. If you're part of my LPP team, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Sizing into a position. I want to talk about Amazon. I don't know if you guys have heard of them, but it's the e-com giant, which makes up, if I'm not mistaken, nearly 80% of almost all e-commerce in the United States. From a current price point of $90 a share, which is nearly at a 52-week low, to previous all-time highs of $188, as you can see up there. Do you see that number right here? Do you see this number? From previous all-time highs, if it were to recover, over 107% ROI. $100, you'd make over 200, right? Or you'd have over 200. If you invest 1,000, you'd have over 2,000. If you invest 10,000, you'd have over 20,000. If you invest 100,000, you'd have over 200,000. Very simple concept, right? Everyone starts small, and as you should, right? It's a concept that you want to prove to yourself. Can I make money investing long-term? You obviously don't want to do this with a ton of money because, can you tolerate the time that it will take for the market to recover? I just know that if you pick a good quality company that will recover with the market and you just put in a very small dollar amount, even if you buy one share, I know that once you experience where you bought it at, and maybe it's not the perfect time, but once it does recover and you look back and be like, wow, that was a very clever thing to do, to buy during a downtime and to sell when the market recovers. but you only want to do this with a position that you can tolerate. That's what we mean by position size. Do not bite more than you can chew, right? I don't know if you guys have heard of this company. It's called Apple, right? One of the most valuable companies that's publicly traded. Apple, as of right now, again, nearly at 52-week lows. Apple is kind of its own thing in the way that it trades. Previous all-time highs of 181 from current price point of 138. It offers 31% ROI. Now, Apple, even though sometimes the market does sell off, sometimes Apple doesn't. Today it did. 31%. So again, $100, you'd make 130, or you'd have 130. You'd make $30 profit. $1,000, you could make $300. How cool would it be for these companies that you use every single day to be able to be invested in them at a good price point? The thing that I want to show you is the current price point that it's at right now. It dates back to 2000 or early 2021. Some companies, depending on what you choose, date back to all the way, if I'm not mistaken, let me look at Amazon real quick, date back to early 2020, right? Even maybe late 2019. So if you've never invested in the past 2 to 3 years, a lot of these companies might even be cheaper than what they were at 2 to 3 years ago. This is the beautiful thing about being able to invest during a downtime. It's not that you have to. It's not that you have to put all your money into it. That wouldn't, be very smart, because, you still have to be able to tolerate the time that it takes for it to recover. But I think it could really open your eyes into a new world of investing, not into 10 different companies, not into a bunch of different lower cap stocks. Pick one or two. Pick one or two stocks, companies that you believe in that will recover when the market recovers. Pick one or two, buy 1 or 2 shares. Don't overcomplicate it. Keep the position size light. I just want you to prove it to yourself that when the market recovers, you will see, man, this is why people invest during an uncertain time. So the next time that an opportunity like that presents itself, because recessions like this always happen, you can better prepare and better anticipate the market recovery. But it just takes one time, right? Don't bite more than you can chew. Don't invest more than you can tolerate. It's not an if the market will recover, but it's a when. And of course, things can get worse before they get better. Excuse me. Sorry, headphone users. I just wanted to make sure that I do my job in putting things into perspective. You don't have to do this super aggressive. You don't have to do this in a super complicated way. You can open up an account right now, fund it for free. You can open up one like this and invest in 1 or 2 different companies that you see value in. Shoot, if you're a little bit more into investing, maybe you could even invest into indexes, right? The S&P 500 has SPY ETF, right? You can invest into a NASDAQ ETF, which is more tech focused, which is QQQ, right? You don't have to do anything super complicated. I just want you to know that you have options and alternatives, and a lot of these are very accessible. So if you have any questions, again, I can't help you if you don't reach out. You can send me a direct message via Discord. That's that first link in the description, or send me a direct message via Instagram, and that's that third link in the description. Friendly reminder, I only have one Instagram account. I am verified. All of the other ones are fake. I do not have a WhatsApp. I do not have a Telegram. I don't do any Bitcoin or crypto mining. Those are all fake accounts, so please be aware of that. I offer one thing, and it's my Learn Plan Profit Group, but it's more for trading. So I don't just post my profits, I trade live every day. So it's not just like, hey, look how much money I made, but it's watch me either make money, or if I take a loss, watch me experience the loss, right? And what are the takeaways from it? I do this every single day, not once a week, not once a month, every single day at market open. So if you're someone that wants to immerse themselves a little bit more into the market, I encourage you, take 2 minutes, click the second link in the description down below, learn a little bit more about our Learn Plan Profit Group, and see if it's a good fit for you. Right now, we're running our biggest sale. It's $150 off. And again, if so, I will see you at market open for our next live trading session. Other than that, again, if you guys want to download this Webull trading app, it is for free for everyone in the US, and that is going to be the 5th link in the description down below. I appreciate your time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note, and hope that you can consider dropping a thumbs up and subscribing.